Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for yourself to develop very clear spiritual foundation with the meditation. So, when it comes to this all meditation sessions, our purpose is getting to deeper understanding and have a very clear path, go towards the Nibbana or the liberation. So in this process, it is a journey. In this journey, there are 3 steps. So one is conventionally, in this very lifetime, we have to more purify ourselves, get out of from unwholesome actions, and at the same time develop more and more wholesome actions with our bodily, verbally, mentally actions. Because from our past, knowingly or unknowingly, we already developed some kind of unwholesome actions related to greed, hatred, and the delusion. So this repetition we call the sanskara or the mental formations, cankers. We already have it. So then our purpose should be, when the situation comes, as much as use that situation to get out of unwholesome action and bring the wholesome action. So that is where you need the awareness. Because when the awareness becomes clear and stronger, when a situation comes, in that situation you are capable to turn it to wholesome action. And another thing is, in case, so maybe you are fortunate to hit the jackpot during this time, and maybe you are capable to attain to the Nibbana. So you have to give a try. In case it didn't happen, so then the next step is, of course, we're going to die, and after we die, this is not going to end, then again we're going to born somewhere. So if you develop this path as a result of this practice, you can gain more better human life, or maybe some higher existence. Rather than going to a lower level of existence, you can find a more better place for you. So then through the journey, you are capable to practice the Dhamma, and then from there you can go into the liberation. But our main purpose should be not to just keep going here and there in the samsara, but to attain to the Nibbana. Why? Because wherever we go, that whatever we experience, that anything is not going to be permanent, that anything is not going to be yours, and that anything not going to bring us permanent ultimate satisfaction. So that's why understanding this ultimate truth and getting to the liberation and the Nibbana is very necessary. So when it comes to practice meditation, as you know, basically we develop two mental cultures. So the mental culture comes from the word called bhavana. So that is the original word we use in the Buddha's teaching, especially in the Theravada tradition. So the bhavana means cultivation of the mind. Cultivation of the mind with the wholesome actions. Purification of the mind to get into more clear awareness, clear comprehension. So when it comes to that path, in the very beginning, so the first mental culture we call samatha bhavana, or the tranquility meditation. So tranquility meditation helps us to clear our mind. So that clarity is very necessary. Why? Because as I mentioned from the beginning, from our previous habitual patterns, because of our cankers, sanskara, or mental formations, sometimes we have unnecessary, unprofitable mental skills, behavior. So then we always have kind of like a disturbed mind. Sometimes our point of view is not that much sharp or clear to get into clarity because of our own behavior. So then once you have undisturbed mind, it will help you to see things as it is. So that is very necessary. Otherwise, we always see the world the way we think or the way we want. And that is where we develop our journey. So once you start to see things as it is, naturally you start to slow down. Rather than creating life, you start to slow down. And once you have this tranquility mind, from there we go to vipassana level. So the vipassana means deeply, thoroughly, from each and every angle, you observe your form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, or your moment of experience with your bodily action, and at the same time the contemplate on the body, contemplate on the mind, contemplate on the sensation or the feelings, and the contemplation of the Dhamma or the phenomena. So when it comes to that, you have to, especially when it comes to the vipassana level of meditation, you have to remember you should not become biased to any kind of method or the believing following system. So having this freedom is not easy, because we always hold it to our point of view. So that's why the tranquility meditation will help you to have that mental freedom. So once you have it deeply, you are capable to understand the very reality of this moment of experience. And once you experience that, once you see it, from there, naturally, you are capable to understand. Our responsibility is bringing our mind to see things very clearly. Once you see, the recognition bring the wisdom. Rather than thinking and developing wisdom, once you have the clear comprehension, clear recognition, itself you are capable to bring the wisdom. So from there, today we are going to talk about a little bit more deeper. So when it comes to meditation, in day-to-day life, you can spend a little bit more time to deeply understand what is the very nature of this all. So when it comes to that, our life always related to these 6 faculties: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, that means the skin, and the mind. So the eye always follow the eye object. And then if you look very carefully, whatever the object that we see always change. Why? Because all the objects finally, fundamentally come as a result of 4 elements. You know, the physical world, we can break down to electron, the atoms, and then the very final level, and from there you can take atom, and then you can break it down to electron, neutron, proton. And once you take a electron or the neutron or the proton, and you can break it down to quarks, and then from there, that new theory, quarks, then you can break down to that string theory. It's a kind of like a vibration, string theory. That is the ultimate you can gain. So that in the string theory, that heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, those are the very fundamental level of this properties we can find in this material world. So whatever you see as material or the object come out of heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. The very nature of this, all the 4 elements, it always moving. So the heat itself cannot manifest anything. Liquidity itself cannot manifest anything. So this, how the physical world arises, how something arises, how something appear as material. When the heat, motion, liquidity, hardness come together, that is where it arises. So why it come together? The very nature of the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, it always depending from something. It is not independent. Heat cannot exist independently. See, this is the very, very bottom level, very fundamental level of the behavior of the elements. The motion itself independently cannot exist. And the liquidity nature, that itself independently cannot exist. It cannot manifest anything. Hardness independently itself cannot exist. So the hardness always merge with the, connect with the, mount with the other 3 elements. And all other 3 elements, each other keep connecting, that is the nature. So that, see that when it comes to that very fundamental level, now you understand this cause and effect. And when it comes to this cause and effect, so the bottom level, heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, depending from others. Dependent origination start there. So then anything is not permanent. Why? Because it always depending from something. And then whatever the material things that we see through our eyes, it's not permanent. It's always changing. So then always you have to contemplate on it. Contemplate on impermanence. And then this eye, this physical eye, this faculty, this eye faculty, and this also always vibrating, and this also related to heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. If you take this physical part and break it down, then you go to the very bottom level atom, and then you break the atom to electron, neutron, proton, and you take one out of it and you break down, then you get the quarks, and then you take it out and break down, and then you go to the string theory, vibration. So that vibration happens out of there are 4 elements: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. And as you know, any elements cannot exist independently. So this why this always your eye, the head to toes, all this physical body vibrating. So then what you experience with the eye object impermanent, eye impermanence, and because of that, there is no way in this world or anywhere in this universe. Maybe you become a Brahma, maybe you become a God or anybody, divine beings. If you experience something out of changeable faculty, changeable object, there is no way you gain unchangeable experience. That's the very basic principle. So then whatever you see through your eyes, always impermanent. And out of your eye consciousness, so out of eye object, eye consciousness arise, and out of that eye consciousness, maybe you feel good or bad or neutral feelings. Happy feelings, unhappy feelings, neutral feelings. But that all not permanent. So then whatever you saw in your past, in this life, or maybe in the samsaric journey, the whatever you saw, whatever you had experience out of your eye is not permanent. And then just imagine, eons by eons forward, million lifetimes, you come back to this world to see things. But whatever you see, even in the future lives, it is not going to be permanent. If anything is not permanent, it always brings the unsatisfactory nature. So then contemplate on impermanence, and then you go to the contemplate on unsatisfactory nature. Anicca-anupassana, and then the dukkha-anupassana. So if it is not permanent, and if it is not completely bring the satisfaction, and there is nothing that you can claim as yours. Selflessness. And so then whatever you see out of your eye not belong to you. This is the beauty that you can experience. It is not you. It belongs to 4 elements. And then whatever that come moment by moment, that through your seeing experience, it's always change. So don't claim anything as yours with your eye. And then think about it, contemplate on it, meditate on it, little by little. Then you can go deeper, deeper, deeper. And from the beginning, maybe it become very difficult, and it's kind of like a mind experience some kind of turbulence, because it takes time to absorb this truth. But that's the ultimate truth that you can recognize. So then, whatever you saw in the past, once you recognize it is not permanent, it is not yours, there is no deeper permanent satisfaction, you detach from your past experience. So that's mean what? That's mean that whatever the cankers or the mental formations related to your memory that develop seeing something anymore, not going to become powerful. It releases you from your past experience. Another thing is we have deeper desire regarding the future. We have plans to experience something in the future. I will go there. I want to see this, like that. There is a deeper current that pushes us forward to see things. But now you understand, even it doesn't matter that how many times that you come to this world, this is what you experience. Whatever you see as I object, it's always change. And through whatever the I that you see, that I faculty, there is no way that unchangeable I faculty you're going to get. Even you have a third eye, and that also going to change. So then, whatever you see, I consciousness, because I object, I faculty, they both change. Out of that, there is no way unchangeable experience that you can gain. Then it is not yours. It always bring the unsatisfactory nature. That means it's always change. So then it reduced the power of this current that go towards future. And that is where you neutralize this power of I consciousness. So once it neutralizes, no current with your I consciousness to see things. Why? Because whatever you see, it's not going to be permanent, and it is not going to be yours. And then now we go to the ear. So ear faculty, this process of hearing. Ear always need object. So ear object is the sound. So whatever the sound arises in this material world, again you can break it down to, because the sound naturally itself not independent something, it always needs something. So there is no sound in between this, but once you come together, then the sound arises. So it needs something. That's how the sound arises. It is not independent. So then whatever the material things or the physical things, if you break it down, there is nothing permanent, solid, concrete, unchangeable object you can find. So once you get into any object, like this bell sound, the bell. So you take the bell and you break it down to properties. So then the final property you can gain the atom. And you break it down again, then you find electron, neutron, proton, subatomic particles. And then you take one electron, break it down, and then you gain the quarks. You break it down, again it go to the string theory. The string, just the vibration. And then in that vibration, again you find the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, all fundamental properties. And the very nature of the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, it is not independent, always depend from something. So that is the physical part. And then when it comes to ear object, the ear faculty, so this hearing process, there is no something always hearing. When the sound comes and when it contact with the ear, it arises. So this also always changing. There is no any permanent, solid organs that you can find in your body. Everything moving like a flux. All your body vibrating. So when it comes to the body, the same final fundamental property, heat, motion, liquidity, hardness. So out of these two, there is no unchangeable experience you can gain. So whatever you heard in the samsaric journey, that all gone, change. And it has the unsatisfactory nature, impermanent, unsatisfactory nature. And other thing is, whatever you hear, it is not yours. Don't claim it as yours. It arises as a result of 4 elements. It belongs to the 4 elements. It not belong to you. That's why it go away. If it is belong to you, it should be there. But it is not there. It's already gone. So then go to the nose. The same principle. Apply the same process, whatever the nose object. All the smells, aromas, and the nose faculty. The same principle. Heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. There is no permanent, solid experience you can gain. And whatever in the samsara, it doesn't matter how long that you had this life. Whatever you had any experience out of this nose faculty, maybe you didn't know it is impermanent and it not belong to you. And because of that, maybe you believed it is yours. This is me. And then you hold it. Because of that, you develop some kind of mental formations, cankers. And now keep coming it. But there is a very good opportunity for you today to understand. It is very clear that anything is not permanent. And it is not yours. So then whatever you experience through your nose, don't claim it as yours. Then we go to the tongue faculty. The same principle. Whatever the things that tongue object, that all belong to the change. The tongue also change. And out of that, whatever we felt, good or bad feelings or the neutral feelings, that all change. And that anything is not belong to yours. And then we go to the skin, the body. So in the samsaric journey, whatever we felt, we believed it as me. It's part of me. And then we keep going behind it. We like to hold that feelings. We're looking for that feelings. Why? Because we misunderstood. We thought that whatever we feel, we thought it is me, it is I am, but it is not you, it is belong to 4 elements. So in the samsaric journey, whatever you felt, it's already gone. And once you understand that, you reduce the power or the current that you keep looking forward. So in the future, in this very lifetime, from this moment to your death and the next life, and even eons by eons, million years, if you come to this world or if you go anywhere and have a life, whatever you feel, that belong to 4 elements, and you get that feelings because of the change. The change is the very fundamental foundation of life. Change is the bliss. If we don't change like this, we cannot be here like that. So then look into you. You are always changing. So then why you hold that experience as unchangeable something? So that's why Dharma is not that you gain something from outside. Dharma is, truth means you recognize what is happening rather than thinking about something. So if you look into yourself, you see that always that very organic level of wisdom means the change. And then when it comes to the mind, this is the very difficult part, because your eye can see only present moment of object. Your ear faculty can experience only present moment of object. Nose can experience only present moment of aroma. Tongue can experience only present moment of object. The body can feel only present moment of object. It cannot go to the past or the future. But the mind, what the mind does, mind is like a money lender. It give the desire, collect more and more and more with the interest. So the interest is what? Hold it to the memory and give a little bit taste and then gain the memory. This is the business that you keep doing. And it's kind of like your memory is kind of like all the black money, because the real exchange is only moment of experience. But now you're dealing with more than the real moment of experience. You're dealing with memory. Memory means what? Memory means not belong to you. It is already gone. So that's why this life itself, we govern kind of like a very corrupted, bank system. That is our memory. So then we again and again developing that method. That is how it can survive. So then when you go to the deeper level, that whatever in the mind, that what you experience, it's all related to past or the future. But now you can understand that anything is not permanent, because whatever the mind is not something permanent, solid, or that faculty. When it comes to the brain, as you know, it's always floating. It's not solid. In case if one single place in your brain becomes solid, you're going to die. You can't experience this everything vibrating. It's kind of like a flux. It's kind of like a jelly. It's kind of like a moving something on the water. Your brain is not connected to any part of this body. It's floating. And then when it comes to the mind or the heart or the brain, so whatever, just imagine this everything. When it comes to consciousness, it is not material. Your consciousness is not material. But at the same time, what happens? How it become material? Because when the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness come together, it has ability to appear as something. So like that, when the mind manifesting with the thoughts, and the thoughts help you to develop your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. And that is where you start to bring your thoughts as physical world. But that anything is not permanent. So then now, what you experience as anything is not you. It all experience because of the change, and it all experience because of the four elements. So then, remember that whatever that you hear, you smell, taste, feel, see, think, don't claim as you. Don't put a name on it. Don't personalize it. Don't categorize it. Don't hold it as a self-centered experience. This is me, I am. And once you can do that, what happens? So when it comes to your memory, your past or the future memory, you will see there is always another part of it. So when it comes to our mind, two people, one is you, and there is another part, somebody, somewhere. So now you know that what you experience, there is no person. And once you can know that, what happens? Naturally, the other person related to your memory start to depersonalize, dissolve. Why? Because now you know there is no such a person, permanent, concrete, unchangeable, solid person like that. But in your mind, whatever the incident, happy or unhappy, sad, worried, disappointed, whatever the incident that you hold as memory, you hold as life, always there is somebody. Look, or something. But now you know that whatever the person or the thing that you remembered related to four elements, that it's already related to change. And then you release from the memory. That all the memories start to erase. The erase means not going to disappear, but you're not going to personalize as somebody, or that person 10 years back did like this, said things like that. So like that. Once you release from that, regarding the future that you develop, the current going to neutralize. Why? Because even regarding the future, there is a person in you that I want to experience this, like that. There's somebody in you. But now you know it is just a thought. And it related to four elements. Once you recognize that, you depersonalize that person. Release that self-centered mind. Dissolve. So then the mind anymore not go crazy related to the past, mind not go crazy looking for the future. Why? Because now you know ultimate truth. What is that? Whatever experience belong to four elements. Another thing is, nothing belongs to you. There is no such a independent, unchangeable person even inside you. Because these all six faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. This all arise together related to four elements, cause and effect. So whatever that you experience arise as a result of cause and effect, that whatever the cause also had the reason to have cause and effect. So like that, if you go backward, that everything linked together, cause and effect, cause and effect. The effect become the cause, and cause become the effect become the cause. So that's why there is no such a thing or beginning, or this is the end like that you can mention in this material world. So once you understand this, anymore, The mind not going to hold it to object or subject, but the experience will happen. That is where even the experience is going to become very clear. So now, when we observe our inhalation, exhalation, you recognize the inhalation, exhalation always happening. And if there is no inhalation, exhalation, there is no life. There is no experience. There is no feelings. If there is no inhalation, exhalation, you are not allowed to stay in this world. Guaranteed. Try it. If you try, like one day you don't have inhalation, exhalation, your husband, wife, children, everybody get panic, go crazy, afraid. Even somebody don't want to touch you, they will run away. They will wash everything that belong to you, throw everything belong to you, and tight your body, and somebody cut your body and put it to a box and put the nails around and not allow you to even wake up. Even you come back, everybody not going to accept you anymore. See the power of inhalation, exhalation. And the other thing is the movements, walking, sitting, lying down, standing. So if you can't do this out of this four, if you can't do things, you are not allowed to live in this world. Try it. If you stay, few days, the same place without moving, everybody going to get crazy. If you stand, or if you start to keep walking, and other people are not going to accept you. Where you go, come back, come back. Everybody wants you to come back. So if you at home, even, just try one day. If you don't sit, just even it is your home, it's your place. So just start to keep walking 24 hours without sitting. Start to keep, other people get mad. They start to ask, what's wrong with you? Huh? And just even forget about walking. It is difficult. And start to sleep. It is your home. It is your bed. Sleep only 24 hours. What will happen? Other people come and ask, what's wrong with you? They get mad. See, these 4 movements. And other thing is the food. If you don't eat, then your appearance, your strength, the color of skin, the ability of all the faculty is going to disappear. If you don't eat few days, your eyesight going to lose, the hearing going to lose, smell, and you can't even talk. This voice is not going to come. The movement's not going to happen. So it's belong to you. It's belong to the food. And the consciousness, or the vijnana, or the mind. If you don't merge with the common sense, so whatever the other people say, the colors as example, red, white, and the green, or when it comes to food, or whatever the object, if you don't merge with that, you can't be here like this. So then always the consciousness need to tune to, channel to this conventional level. So those are the 4 things that always balance these 4 elements to keep our life with others. But that anything is not yours. That everything always change. The breathing not belong to you. See, the breathing come, that's why when you observe inhalation, exhalation, you recognize that it's not belong to you. You have no power over breathing. If you think that breathing is yours, hold it 1 minute, 2 minutes. Keep it there with you. And if it is yours, even this body is yours, you tell, I don't want any more breathing. And sometimes at home, if it is your home, you can tell, get out from my home, But tell yourself to breathing, get out from my body. I don't want any more breathing. And stay without breathing. Try it. You can't. This whole body belongs to breathing. And the consciousness. You have no power over consciousness. It related to these four faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Consciousness arises out of what you see, hear, smell, taste, feel. That's what your consciousness. And the food. So the food is not belong to you. It's come from outside. It belongs to the four elements. If there's no sun, moon, water, soiled, there's no food. So then it belongs to four elements. And when it comes to the body, that what you claim as this physical body is not belong to you. And deeply, this everything by the time going to change. So for a few minutes, you observe deeply and understand this truth. This is what, when you practice vipassana level of meditation, this is what you gain. You deeply understand the very clear, very bottom level, very fundamental level of your own existence. And what you experience as consciousness, your form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition within your own moment by moment, moment by moment. There is nothing that you can claim as yours. Everything that what you experience related to change. There's nothing that you can find unchangeable object or subject. When the day you understand that, that is the day you find your ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation, and see how it changes itself. Do nothing extra. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Just settle down yourself and observe the breathing. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamuntatu. Bless.